most everyone on the line, but the wonderful thing about this Thursday night call is I feel like I get to meet so many of you personally as you tell your stories. I may have seen you at conference, or we've, exchanged short conversation, as we go to conferences and events and things of that nature. But I love this call because the blessing of getting to know so many of you. Uh, it's a lot better, to know your stories. And that's really what we're about, is the stories. Uh, Tonight, what I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about where we are, certainly in the marketplace. And then we're going to go to the compensation plan again, and kind of do a quick overview of the whole thing. I'm going to encourage you to go to your virtual office, or if you're just beginning, get your sponsor or the people that you work closely with to help you go to it, and go to that compensation plan. There are worksheets there that you can pull off that will tell you exactly what's needed to grow into each position. And those rules, you might say, have been a bit relaxed. What has happened is, with the fact that we're in such a high demand market right now, I think everybody would agree that the whole country, the world is awake, and truly awake to the need of good food and good foundation as far as health is concerned. So we couldn't be more relevant. We are in our time to shine, I guess you would say. And so as we go out and share this with others, it's also important to have a good overview of the business that's available so that you can give people that option as well. Because certainly, as we know, our country and our world really needs good, strong health options to, lay the foundation for all the things that we deal with today from a health standpoint. And certainly Juice Plus is going to play a huge role in that. But we also know that, there's really a need to have that feeling of security, that you have either a plan B, a backup plan, something that is going to help create that financial stability as well, which is also relieves the stress of financial worry. So we really bring two things to the marketplace today that are very powerful and very valuable. And I heard, so many of you say, and we've heard this over and over, once you know what Juice Plus is about, it's a moral obligation. You cannot imagine not letting someone else have that information. Once you know that our business is one that can very easily fit and shape around someone else's life and help that whole experience as far as creating stability and financial security to really enhance that, then I feel too that that's a moral obligation. And if I look at where we are today, I really think that we show up as the people who have something to offer that can help create a better life for all of those around us and alleviate some of the fears that go along with where we are today in the world. So before we jump into the compensation plan, I just wanted to share a few thoughts here about sharing your story, sharing this option of good health and ability to create financial security with you. And one of the things that I have learned over the years, and I've been at this for 32 and a half years and looking forward to the next 32 years. We've had Juice Plus now for 28 years and I've not missed it a day. And I think it's really given me the foundation, but I've learned a few things along the way too, from a business standpoint. One is that people don't buy or join because of their needs. They buy or join because of their wants, their desires, the things that they either want to enhance in their life or to protect themselves from. So it's going to be desire and maybe concerns or fears or worries. And so really, if you look at what we have a very affordable product and one of great value. But when a person wants something, they're going to find a way to acquire that. So your product is one that if the want is out there, they're going to find a way to do it. So you want to listen for what someone wants, not what they feel they need or you think they need, but what do they want for themselves, for their family, for their health, for their financial future. So you're listening and really looking for that want. Uh, as people look at the product and the business, they're really thinking this, and we all have done it. Whether we're conscious of it or not, we're thinking, what's in it for me? Okay, certainly when you hear the stories of health, and I look at Cindy still, I see her on my screen smiling there, because it makes you feel so good when you hear the story of somebody really being able to step up out of things that were health issues that weren't going to be terminal, but they were not great to live with, and be able to step back into a good level of health again. But I can imagine when she tells that story, and the person that's listening, somewhere in the back of their head, whether they are realizing or not, they're hearing what's in it for them as well. So that's what we're all looking for. What's in it for us from the product standpoint and from the business standpoint. So that's why your story is told. That's why your story is really, in a sense, it's not so much about you, it's about the person who's going to hear it, because it can totally change their lives. So very important to listen and then work at fulfilling that want, shaping what you have around that person as you listen to what it is that they want. So you think about yourself as you looked at the product or the business, again, you were looking to fill those wants and those desires and those eliminate fears more so than needs. So pay attention to that and get real clear with your story. So, and concise, and that's what I appreciated too, as we hear these on Thursday night, the stories is, they're telling you just enough so that you get a good picture. I didn't hear anyone say, let me tell you all the ingredients in the Juice Plus product, or let me tell you, how they manufacture or whatever. They told you their heart. And that's so very important. And then as you listen to people and you hear what their wants are, the question becomes, what are your options to make that happen? Whether it's, how are you dealing with the issues you might have from a health standpoint? What options have you come across? Because then this becomes an option because of your story. When you're listening to someone and they're talking about their desires financially, or their fears or their worries, or how they just want to enhance their life, or how they want to be able to contribute, in their lives, because that's important as well. Then it's, what are your options to make that happen so that you can take this and again, give people that option. So you tell people enough to engage them, which is what you heard tonight. And then you listen, and then you ask the questions so that you can get a real clear picture of what those wants are. So you really want to think of it as being humble enough not to overwhelm people with, too much information, but as you heard tonight, just enough information that says, I'd like that to happen to me. I would like, or I know somebody that's got that very same, thing, or worries about whatever. So, again, it's to really help people to meet what you have to offer, meet the desire that they have. Because I think we all have needs, but people really, I've found, they go for the want, what it is that they truly want in their life. So it's looking for that. So at this point, if you think about it, and you heard this tonight, and I loved it because I was an educator. I taught for many years, and I was the same feeling that I heard tonight. It's, I can't really sell anything, and I truly don't think we're come in that category, you might say, of sales itself. I look at us as educators, and I think that that's one of the blessings of this type of profession, is that we truly do offer things to people that I would not have had the background or education to know what to do for my body to help it as much as it helped me from a food standpoint. So now that we know we've got the right product at the right time in the right market, I want to go through another overview of the compensation plan And our whole focus with this whole team, those of you who are, showing up here with us on Thursday night, is to really get good at creating what we're calling the comma club. And we can substantiate that with our, earnings summary from the company, our average on what the average active, team member creates from their efforts. We certainly can pretty readily and quickly help someone grow a business that puts a comma in their check. And once you've got that comma, then it's just a matter of what number eventually do you want in front of the comma. And so let's go to the pay plan, and we're going to look at some of the things that have, just been relaxed as far as the rules, but also, strategize on how we're going to access our business at the highest level, because we're in a golden time. I mean, it really is so unusual to me as to how this has all come about, because none of us would ever want to be in the position we're in as far as the health of the world. But at the same time, we're the people who can help that, make a difference. And so we want to be as good at it as possible. So let me see if we can do a little bit of screen share here. And certainly as you go to the compensation plan, and it's just Juice Plus Plan 2020 is where you'd find it on your website. And the first page is always going to be an overview of the products. The very fact that it's a very focused product line has really served us well. I mean, we've had the Juice Plus product now, starting of course with the fruit and vegetable, for 28 years. And so people aren't going to stop eating. They're not going to, this is not a trend, okay? Fruits, vegetables, berries, and omegas are here to stay. And of course, we've certainly proved this for over 28 years. We've only continued to grow. And in the last 2 months, 3 months, starting in April, time's flying. Since April, we have had the highest production in our business than we've ever had in all these years. So as I said, we're in a golden time. So let's look at just again an overview. I will certainly share with you that the first time I saw this, and the second and the 42nd time, it's like someone was asking me to speak a foreign language, because it's quite different from traditional salaried income, this profession. But this, if you think about it, people are really, the way people create their incomes in their lives as far as financially is changing significantly. Just the fact that people are working from home now in record numbers, having to learn that. We're already are well established in that regard, but they're looking for ways to meet the need in the population and create a return and do it from home, or being their own boss, I guess you would say, and having that security of being in control of what your future is going to bring to you financially. Because people have seen things change very quickly, but at the same time, it's a golden moment as far as we finally come into our own, as far as a profession that we're part of. So in this plan, I always use the tri-pack, because it's 85% of our sales, 85% of people that purchase from our company. And, we do millions and millions, just this organization alone. And this is your story as well. When you talk about your team, this team does right at $10 million a month in product sales. And so it's serious. It's a serious business, and you want to have that mindset that you have a serious business that can grow into a serious profession. And yet it can be great supplemental income, which is what we describe it as always, especially as a person starts, but it might be supplemental through their, forever, if that's what they choose. It might be a complement to another profession. It might be an additional profit center, whatever, or it might be like it has been for myself and many others, an amazing career. So the only requirement, of course, to participate and to take on what we still refer to as our virtual franchise is $52 application. And that contract links you to the company. There are no requirements, only privileges. The privilege to get your own product at discount, the privilege to acquire customers and team members, and the company tracks everything to pay you. And 50 years, we're 50 years old. They've been paying people right on time for 50 years. The beauty of this too is that the company is going to ship the product, collect for the product. You know, all you have to do is really tell the story, take the order, place it, and everything else happens for you. So you don't have to do all of those things that we did have to do for many years early on. So for $1 a week, you can be in business for yourself, and it can be a very powerful business. Using the TriPack as an example, it's $300 for a 4-month supply. We always market in a 4-month supply because your body is going to recreate every blood cell every 4 months. We're constantly remaking all aspects of our body. And so it's really about 4 months, many times before it's totally integrated into the body. People may see things that are wonderful, positive changes even before that, but the longer you're on it, it is a cumulative effect, which, you know, continues to really support your body. Again, as you heard the stories tonight, they were quite different. And the truth of the matter is, Juice Plus doesn't cure or fix anything. What it does is it gives your body the ability to take care of itself. I truly feel we were meant to be healing machines. And so this gives your body the ability to do what it knows how to do if it has the right fuel, and that's what good food is. So we know that they break this down into monthly installments, 4 months for, you know, installments at $75 a month for this. If you have other added products to this, it would be according to what you purchased. But again, 100% of what a person pays is what you're paid on. Immediately when you sign that contract, you have sales profit of 10%. So if a brand new team member or partner markets the TriPack, or even his own order, he might be his first customer, he's going to get an immediate retail sales profit return of $30. So you see 4 lines across the page here, and these are the 4 basic positions. And this is where you will live in most of your business life, okay? Is you'll live in these 4 positions. You'll grow up through those 4 positions, and then you will help others do it, and you will do it over and over and over. And as you do it, you know, it'll become almost second nature to you as far as how to help someone grow up through it. And that's really, that setting up for duplication is very powerful. People are going to do what you do. Now, we'll talk about other positions above it, which are leadership positions, but helping people grow up through these 4 positions is what ensures your growth into leadership position, and what ensures theirs as they help others. So you see 5 numbers. Those are 5 ways in which we're paid, and we'll talk about those. And this is a really great thing that I was certainly not aware of. If you're like me and you were teaching, and in Louisiana, which is where I'm from, you didn't get very much when you taught. And you had to, whatever income you agreed to, no matter how much work you did, that was it. Here, you know, as your efforts compound, and they will because of the exponential way in which the team grows, your profits, your all of your percentages as far as performance bonuses, and, you know, all the ways that we're paid, that all comes together for many different directions, and we'll talk about that. And of course, it really gives you just an unlimited future as compared to things that are limited by a salary, which I mean, all the years I was teaching, I never got a raise. So this, you really are in control of your future. So those 4 positions, the goal is to grow up in position and grow up in income. The first title, as you sign that contract, would be referred to as a partner. The partner retails the TriPack, and there would immediately receive $30. The next position, and this is all retail profit, is a partner plus. Here you're going to get a raise. This 5% is a permanent raise. It's referred to as commission, an added commission to your retail sales profit. Now, if the Partner Plus were to market the tri-pack, he'd make $45. And to reach this position, you need $1,000 in orders. And basically, this equates to about 4 orders. It could be your own order, certainly if you're just starting and becoming a partner at the same time. And it would be 2 other orders. And that could be any combination of products, but you want at least 2 customers with this. They could be people within your household. You could pay for all of it yourself if you wanted to. But I have 4 orders up here because it's a little more than 3 tri-packs and a little less, so we'll say 4. But if it were the core 4, which you would have the omegas with it, it would be 4. So $1,000 and at least 2 customers, they can be household members. So let's now look at the next position, which would be referred to as a qualifying sales coordinator. We call it a QSC. Your commissions now increase. It's a permanent raise, 10%. And now the QSC marketing the tri-pack would receive a return of $60 in retail profit. And to reach this position, it's 14 orders or an accumulation of $4,000. So it's not the orders, that the number that's of significance here. It is the dollar amount. Those orders could show up in any combination. Again, I'm using the tri-pack, but it could be any combination that equals 4,000. There are 2 things to point out here, which would be really important to pay attention to as you're sharing this, as you're learning it and sharing it with others, because we truly do find ourselves separate from other companies in the way our business works, the way it's come together. Initially, we were not a network marketing company, but a direct sales company. In 1970, when they first introduced smoke detectors, it was, employees. There were no independent contractors. They made the shift in the 80s when they introduced water filtration. And of course, today it has become, the perfect way to do business, I feel. But here, as you grow up through these positions, it's important to know that once you reach a position, it's permanent. You can never fall back. You can only grow forward. And this is very significant as compared to many companies in this profession. The other thing about our plan is that all orders are cumulative. So if you've done $1,000 to receive that Partner Plus position, now you only need another $3,000 to go to Qualifying Sales Coordinator or QSC. And that is another thing that really separates us, is it's cumulative. It's not starting over every month. The next position would be a Sales Coordinator or SC. Here you have a permanent raise. It's 15%. It's now the commission return plus the retail profit. The Sales Coordinator would receive $75 when selling the tri-pack. And this would be exactly 40 orders if we're using tri-pack as the example. Now, if you are taking notes on any of this, and we've had a few changes, and again, the reason was to really create the incentive and encourage people to utilize this time right now to really grow and build your organization and your team. And I truly believe what took me, years and years to build, people who do so much more quickly because of the desire in the marketplace and because of the ease of the growing up through the positions. So this $12,000 I just quoted, you want to more or less scratch that out in your notes and make it 10,000, which now the orders would be less. And again, we've just had these changes in the last 2 weeks, so we haven't had time to change the whole plan that was laid out here. But you can now strike that and put $10,000. And so that's going to mean less orders and 30-something. We'll have to figure that out. So let's go now to the second form of income, which are the commissions. I've already mentioned commissions. It's the 5, 10, and 15 as you grow up through the positions. But there's another way that they utilize this to give you additional income and to encourage you to develop team right away. If I could share anything with you that I think has made all the difference in our organization being successful, I learned it from my sponsor, Jeff Roberti, is that you want to immediately do both. You want to acquire customers and you want to acquire team members right away. You want to start putting that team together as quickly as possible. And it's because people always bring an energy to each other that fosters, just an exciting growth, and it happens more quickly. The whole thing moves a lot faster. So now let's go from retail sales profit to commissions. And here, the first goal is always for you or for anyone you're working with to be a sales coordinator. And so if you're a sales coordinator or you're growing sales coordinators, you're definitely going to be helping people grow up and create team. So you want to have as many partner plus QSCs always in what I call that new business pool. And you want that new partner pool, the new partner pool to be as large as possible, so you can go fishing for those people who are that, and they truly will present themselves. If the pool is large, people will present themselves who will really want to take this on in a leadership fashion and grow up through the plan. So in every one of these positions, you're going to help people grow. If you're a QSC, you're going to be finding new partners and partner pluses. You're going to make the difference between their commission and yours. A sales coordinator, you're doing the same. You're growing partners, partner plus, QSC. So we're going to use the sales coordinator as the example here and show you how the company pays out as far as the box or the tri-pack using that. So if you're a sales coordinator and you have a new partner, your partner is going to make $30 when they sell the tri-pack, but the company pays out the full amount of the box. Many companies keep this difference. So if you're the sales coordinator, there's a $45 difference. The partner will make his 30, you'll make 45. Your partner plus will make 45, but the difference is you'll make 30. And the QSC will make 60, and the difference is you'll make 15. And this is the company's way of not only encouraging you to acquire new team members, but to be giving you that extra as you help them grow up. Now you might say to me, why would I want to grow someone to sales coordinator who will be in the same commission position? There's a perk there that is wonderful that stays with you forever. It's a forever bonus. And so when you create a sales coordinator, you get what is referred to as a promote out or promote up bonus, which will be 3% of that sales coordinator and all of their, what I call their new family, their partner pool, all of their partners, partner plus, and QSCs. So that now becomes larger than the difference, and especially if the pool is large. So here we'll now go to the next and very significant income source in this plan, and it's performance bonus, the one you see there in kind of that blue-green color. And this is going to be another bonus on top of the promote out bonus. They're separate and apart, and it is going to be the 3% that you receive as your team develops from your team. This starts in the QSC position. You see that kind of little turquoise 3 show up there, okay? So once you become a QSC, you want to have teams started from the very beginning. At that point, there's a 3% return called a performance bonus on that team. And here you see the beginning of what would be, the team coming together. I've always, and I learned this early on, you want to be as wide as possible. This is what's going to pay you the most over time. So you want to be bringing on as many team members sponsored directly to you. You want to set the model because you're always going to be the model for that. And so here I've drawn 10, but you'd really want to see 15, 20. I mean, there are going to be people who will become team members with you that will take this and it will become a huge business for them. There'll be others that, it might be something that's just extra money. And then there'll be those who will come and fade away. So just that leverage of numbers so that you have enough people so that leadership steps up, because they will present themselves. So here we are, we see 10. You're the top dot or the top smiley face. and you want as much width as possible. And so you'll always, in performance bonus, receive 3% from the people who are on your frontline team. But now if you're really wide, then they will look at that. They'll duplicate. There's not enough room on this page for me to draw 10 for each person, but you get the idea. So the second generation is something that, you know, you want to be really wide. And again, 3% there. And if it continues to duplicate, which it will, and especially now, again, a very important time in history of our company, as far as sharing what we have. You're going to be paid 3% on the second, the third, and the fourth generation. Now remember, we talked about the promote up or promote out bonus. We're going to look at that front line again. Here on that front line, and I made some of the little faces a different peachy color instead of pink, just to show that some of them have grown to sales coordinator. Now, eventually, if you could have a perfect world, you would want all of them to be sales coordinators, because you get that additional 3% on all of your sales coordinators and all of their, you know, huge pool, hopefully, of new team members, their partners, partner pluses, and QSCs. So those sales coordinators become 6%ers to you, and that can be very significant. We continue to look at this, and we see that there are 4 leadership positions above the sales coordinator. We're going to see qualifying senior sales coordinator, which is a new position, the senior sales coordinator, the qualifying national marketing director, national marketing director. So let's look at what happens here. Again, remember, the majority of your time will be spending helping people grow up to sales coordinator, because that helps everyone to continue to grow up through the plan. So you now, with these positions, get another perk, I guess you would say, from an income standpoint, that's quite exciting and separates us from other companies. You now get a benefit program. If we look at this, the QSSC not only creates the income, and I might say too, there are bonuses that go along with each one of these positions, title bonuses, but they're going to get in these positions, leadership positions, what we always knew before, many years ago, as expense allowance. We actually had to fill out expense reports and turn in our receipts. Today, you don't do that. They call it a business investment bonus. They're investing in your business because you have grown to the point where you are doing enough significant business that they want to be able to enhance that for you with the perk of what they call a business investment bonus. We call it our BIB money. An additional, on and above everything your business makes that we've described already, there's an additional $500 a month. So up to $500 a month for expenses. And again, it's what you choose to spend it on. The senior sales coordinator now goes to $750 a month, on and above everything that your business is going to create. If we look at the qualifying national marketing director position, now it gets really exciting. And this is where, again, strategy is very important, because if you have from the very beginning really put together a business that's wide with new team members, it can start off wide, you can continually add every month, or it can start off with just a few and you're adding every month, but you're always looking for that new team partner development. If it's wide, then it duplicates that way. By the time it gets to the 5th generation, which you start receiving income on at the QNMD position, this becomes a huge raise, this additional 5th level or 5th generation. So on top of that, I guess you would say big bump in income, you have an additional up to $1,000 a month in BIB money, expense money. So this becomes quite an exciting place to be as the qualifying national marketing director. National marketing director is the top position in our company. Here you get benefits that are in addition to the expense money in both QNMD and national marketing director position. But here you're going to get up to $3,000 a month in the expense money. on top of everything that your business makes. And if you grow national marketing directors in other parts of the world, I heard someone tonight say, I think it was Lori Vargas that said, I already have somebody in Mexico, or I've got, your business will just begin to expand because people will know people places that you would never know people. It just happens that way. If you build or have in your organization national marketing directors from other countries, you can earn up to $3,000 a month from each one of those countries on top of the US in expense money. So it can become very significant, this particular thing. The benefit program, again, separates us. Independent contractors never have benefit programs for them. They usually have to take care of all their own things of this nature. But our company provides life insurance for you and your spouse, full health insurance, which is hospitalization, dental, prescription, ophthalmology. They really do take really good care of the National Marketing Director team. Disability insurance, long-term care insurance. I don't know if anybody's used that. We're pretty healthy. College tuition. This was really important to me when I started. I couldn't afford on a teacher's salary to send my own children to college. So just the idea of a supplement for that was very exciting. It's $1,850 a year, but it is given toward that college tuition. And how many companies help you send your children to college? Also now, because student debt is such an issue for people, that money can be used by a national marketing director who might still have student debt. The holiday bonus is exciting. There's a holiday bonus for every one of the leadership positions. National marketing directors, it's at least $1,000, at the holiday time and Christmas. And we like that better than a turkey, okay? So every one of these positions will receive holiday bonuses. So the company really does look at you as not only an independent who is a very important part of their future growth. We really are in alignment very well together, but they truly want you to be relieved of the pressure of having to provide the benefits that many people, they stay in jobs that they would rather not stay in because they try to do it for things like this. So you really have the best of both worlds here. So if we're looking at the Comma Club, okay, and we'll go back and talk about this more as time goes on, what are statistics as far as, what is the average income for people in the various positions? I mean, we have a sheet that shows this where they go to computers and say, okay, what's the average income? The average income for a sales coordinator that's active, which means that they, are meeting the requirements of their position, is a little bit over $1,000 a month. So that Comma Club, as you grow strong into your sales coordinator position and you're helping people grow up, is going to start happening right here. And it's one of the reasons I say that it's the first goal, because we're all do the same thing. We tell the story, we take the order, we acquire the team member. We help them tell the story, take the order, acquire the team member. Duplication. So I want to pre-frame it for a new person that sales coordinator is their first goal. Now, QSC is their first step. The way our bonuses work now, the faster you go, the more the bonus. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But that sales coordinator position is pivotal for so many things that happen throughout this plan. So if you were going to strategize and be really wise, okay, you want to have as many frontline team members as possible with the option, they'll have the option to go to sales coordinator as soon as possible and look at who presents themselves. How do I decide where I'm going to put my time? It's the person who, they may have a lot of questions, they may be skeptical, they get those questions answered, and then what they're doing is they're putting me in front of everybody they can find to tell the business story. The product story is pretty easy to tell. You don't need much help there. But I always come behind my new person, and as my sponsor did for me, and it's that third-party validation to tell the business story. So if I have someone who is really putting me in front of many people to tell the story, I know we're going to sales coordinator pretty quickly, because you tell enough people, there will be people who will want to be part of this, and you'll grow. So my time goes there with the new people that become part of my organization. And that's what I would encourage you, is those people who are putting you in front of people to tell the business story and to help them put team together is where your energy goes. Now, as you grow to QSSC, that's really almost a certainty that you're making somewhere between 1,200, 1,600. We have people in the $2,000 range there, but you now have a very secure comma in your check. So as we look at putting your organization together, how quickly and how many wide can you bring to sales coordinator and help grow to QSSC? Now, one of the things that have changed, besides the 10,000 requirement instead of 12 to go to sales coordinator, is that now you need 5 sales coordinators wide to go to the NMD position. And NMD, of course, if we look at average income there, it's 120,000 a year and up. So in an average, realize you're looking at the people who make large amounts, people who are maybe part-time, but an average of 120,000 a year is a very, very secure income, 120,000 a year. Now, of course, that can grow. There's no limit on how that can grow. But for that to be the average yearly income is very, very powerful. Now, the structure for that would be at least 5 sales coordinators across. So that would mean 5 sales coordinators across on this front line. If you hear a dog in the background, I'm sorry. She's still not very well trained, okay? But at any rate, that is another important change here to really help people grow into that top position and have a very secure future. Now let's look at title bonuses, because they've changed a little bit as well. Here we see that team building title bonus is the 5th form of income. And we didn't have title bonuses until 2007 when recession hit, and our company's always been good. Like right now, we see people, needing additional support and income. So the title bonuses are to help people have that additional income right there as they begin to grow their businesses up, that goes along with the commissions and the bonuses that they have just for the traditional building. So let's look at this. If we go to the very 4 basic positions, which, as I said, you'll live in those a lot, these have been increased if you move faster. So you're going to take a few little notes on this. If we look at Partner Plus, the $50 bonus was on and above, the commissions there, and it had to be done in a 30-day period. If you go to Partner Plus, which remember is just basically 4 orders, your own and at least 2 other customers. If you do that in the first 10 days, or you help a new team member do it in the first 10 days, that $50 becomes a $100 bonus. So make a note of that. We haven't had time to change it yet on this website. So then we look at going to QSC. Remember, that is somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 orders, using the tri-pack as an example, and that's you, anyone on your team. I would encourage you to have as many new team members as possible, because those team members will be part of their volume. Counts for them, but it also counts for you. So you want as many new team members as possible. You need at least 1 going into this QSC position. And so if that QSC position of basically an additional $3,000 in production, because you've got the Partner Plus, but if you do this in the 30 days, in the first 30 days, you receive $400. And the sponsor does too, so it goes up another 100. So if that is acquired in that first 30 days from the time of your first order or their first order, it's 400 instead of 300 for both the sponsor, the matching bonus, and the new QSC. Another reason to move quickly. Moving quickly also energizes everybody. We go to sales coordinator. Now remember, this is $10,000 in production instead of 12. And it's an accumulated amount. If it's accumulated over a 3-month period, 90 days, it's $700 for both the new sales coordinator and the sponsor. And your business is growing well and moving fast. So in a 90-day period, if you accumulate the 10,000 in production, which is 30-something tri-packs or less if it's quads, it's a $700 bonus for both, and it's on and above the monies that would be created by just the sales and the commissions and the retail profit. So if you look at sales coordinator, now you're looking at least in that 90 days earning anywhere from $4,500 to $5,000, somewhere in between those two. That's significant income in a 90-day period, and that can happen very readily. The time is right. The time is now. The plan is really good and pays extremely well. So this would be an excellent strategy right now, is to how many people can you share this with, tell the story to, create the option, have them start, and then those that put you in front of people to tell the story about the business, that's where your energy goes. You help them grow to sales coordinator. And again, this is going to bring you to the comma club, as we call it. And it's just continuing to do that. And I would encourage you to, and we'll stop at this point, I would encourage you to go to the compensation plan on your virtual office and pull off the worksheets for all of these positions. And you'll see exactly what's needed for each one and the bonuses that'll go along with it. And those worksheets are great because it's one page that tells you, if all these things are filled in, this is what happens. So just quickly looking at the bonuses again for those top positions, and this goes to the person who is growing into that top position, 1,000 for QSSC. And again, this is not to be confused with the monthly expense money. This is on and above it. And SSC 2,500, 5,000 for qualifying national marketing director, and 10,000 for a national marketing director. We've never had bonuses like this. This is very exciting. It's, really helps a person earn significant return as they grow up. And remember, the yearly average for a national marketing director is $120,000 a year. Now, if we look at our organization, or if we look at the company, let's just look at the company statistics. Normally, you see on the average someone growing to NMD in about 3 to 5 years. We tend to do it in this organization in about 2.5, 2 years, but we're seeing it happen now much faster because of the need, the desire in the marketplace, for what we have to offer, but from both a product and a business standpoint. If from a company standpoint, we probably have about 500 national marketing directors that are active in the U.S. and in Canada. We as an organization have probably somewhere in the neighborhood, I know worldwide, this organization has 220, I believe, national marketing directors. In the US, we probably somewhere like 160. So we're a significant part of growth, and the national marketing director position is one that's very attainable and it's very secure. So we really have something here of significance. I would like for us maybe in the next 1 or 2 sessions is for you to, if any questions you have, and of course these NMD position has some potential of growth into higher positions with, I guess you would say, just enhanced national marketing directors with bigger bonuses to go along with them. But this is the basic right here. And if you can really, just get that rhythm down, of getting to sales coordinator, 10,000 in, production over an accumulated 90-day period, and helping people acquire those larger bonuses for, moving quickly through the plan. It becomes very exciting, and we'll see people grow up into positions much faster than they ever have in the past. So at this point, I've probably bent your brain enough, okay, as far as this is concerned. But next week, we'll talk a little bit more about strategies as far as, interacting in the marketplace. But come back to this call next week with any questions you might have on the pay plan. I would really encourage you, again, go to the compensation plan. I print it off because I like to have it in like a booklet. Fortunately, Missy, my assistant, she's been with me 31 of the 32 years. I think she's my handler, okay? But, she'll put it together for me in something like this so that I can have it in a tangible way. I still like that. I like being able to look at the paper when I'm looking at the plan. So get those worksheets, and then just, it's like you just go to a strategy of what are you going to do. Look at each one of your team members. What are you going to help them forecast as far as their next move? Okay. So at this point, I think I'm going to get back to, we'll stop the screen share, and